Morning's going well so far.
Yes, it is.
Awesome.
How was your morning?
So far, so good.
Great.
We woke up this morning, made it to work with no problem.
That's right.
No complaints.
All right. I'm putting myself on mute.
Morning, Mr. Lou.
Hi. I don't know if I'm on or not.
You're on. You're good.
Oh,
Only thing you'll
okay.
need to do is mute yourself.
Okay.
Good morning, Dr. Davis. Oh, I'll give everybody one more minute. Oh. We're going to take another minute just waiting for our speaker to get all set. Hey, Dr. Davis.
Hello. I had to switch computers totally. I'm like, that's why I'm always prepared. Got another computer right here. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, everyone. I apologize for the technical difficulties. I was trying to get on earlier.
No worries, we got you now. We are all set. I want to thank everyone for joining us today for this strategic networking webinar. Our guest speaker today is going to be Dr. Danielle Davis, who is the president and CEO of Davis Consulting Solutions and a longtime member of our Chamber of Commerce. Danielle is an innovative leader in management and consulting and community development. She is known for her strategic vision for business and workforce solutions, dedication to social impact, and commitment to supplier diversity, equity, and inclusion. Dr. Davis has experience in planning, developing, and overseeing programs, procedures, and policies to increase DBE participation in over $800 million in procurement, services, and construction processes for housing and revitalization projects. Under her leadership, DCS excels with its multi-generational talent management solutions, averaging over 400 prospects per year that either improve their skills, overcome barriers, or access job opportunities. She has collaborated with over 100 businesses and entrepreneurs, assisting them in enhancing their capabilities, expanding their access to funding, training, and contracting opportunities. Her experience encompasses work with corporate, governmental, nonprofit sector, fostering collaborative growth and performance improvement. With a strong team and network of associates, she is dedicated to achieving higher levels of success for her clients. Dr. Davis, take it away.
Oh, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I am going to share my screen. We actually have a PowerPoint for you all today. If you all would be so kind to just introduce yourself to me, that would be helpful. Can you all see my screen?
Yes. Well, let's go down the list. First, Miss April Bruce, would you like to announce yourself and tell us about your company or who you work for?
Hi, my name is April Bruce. I'm actually a contractor with Davis Consulting Solutions. So I'm here to hear what Dr. Davis has to say and to see another side of her besides her being our boss.
Awesome. Miss Shamira Terrell.
Hi, Dr. Davis. My name is Shamira, and I own and operate a little company, Still City Healthcare Training, and we do CPR first aid training, and I'm looking to expand into the nonprofit sector for a school and things like that for workforce healthcare training. So just here to soak up any information you can give.
Miss Cynthia Rose.
Hello, Dr. Davis. I am Cynthia Rose. I'm Chief of Staff with the Children's Museum Pittsburgh. and a member of the chamber, and just wanted to hear what you have to say today.
Mr. Lou Alexander. You're on mute, Mr. Lou.
Okay, good morning, Dr. Davis. So glad to be in your meeting today. I'm Lou Alexander, Principal at Advisor Alexander's Financial Group. We are an employee benefit broker consulting firm.
Dr. Tasha Nicole Peacock.
Hi, Dr. Davis. I started a small consulting firm at the end of last year with a business partner of mine called Thriving Through Transformation. So I'm excited to learn from you on the strategic networking opportunities that you're able to foster.
Ms. Shana Cochran.
Good morning, Dr. Davis and everyone on the call. I am Shana Cochran, and I'm the owner and master stylist of Salon SC, a full-service hair salon, and also a hair loss clinic, SC Hair Restoration. And I'm on the call to gain additional knowledge and receive any great information you have to offer. And thank you again for this call and meeting.
And Mr. Singh Ajmani.
Dr. Davis, how are you doing today? I am so looking forward to your talk so that I don't waste my time, or more than that, other people's time in networking, and not talk about things that may not be relevant to that particular meeting. So not spill out unnecessarily the words that are not required. So please teach us what to do and how to do it.
Thank you, everyone. Dr. Davis.
Thank you. So I would like to be able to share my presentation and actually see you guys. So hopefully it's going to permit me to do that. But I am super excited. I just want to thank the African American Chamber of Commerce, of course, for the opportunity to be here. I am privileged with being a member, and I have benefited greatly from the time that I have spent with you all. Of course, Dr. Doris Carson Williams has been a blessing to me, as well as Sean and the rest of the team. So I am truly appreciative of what it is that they have provided me. They have allowed me a number of networking opportunities, right? So today we're going to talk about understanding strategic networking. We're going to talk about how to maximize your time. We're going to talk about effective networking techniques. We're going to talk about my journey and how I even had the privilege of getting here with you all today. So thank you again. The purpose of our presentation will be to explore how to make the most out of your time when networking and the best techniques to use during events like this one. If you haven't already, I would admonish you all to put your name, your company, contact information in the chat. That would be one of the best ways in which you can maximize your time with us today, right? Then we're going to go into a couple other things like what techniques to use, how networking doesn't require you to be a social butterfly like me, but it does require you to actually take a strategic approach. We're going to talk about the importance of strategic networking and how it can lead to significant either career advancements and business opportunities. And so let's get started. Understanding strategic networking. So the definition of strategic networking involves building meaningful and purposeful relationships that can advance your career and business goals. It focuses on quality over quantity. So even an event that I can recall right now, I'm not sure if everybody's familiar, but there's an event called Share Pittsburgh that a number of us as business owners have participated in. One of the things that they do is they have the supplier diversity organizations put together this event, and then they invite specific contractors that have already done business with the other organizations. Well, there's a list that's provided for you at the beginning of the invitation that tells you who all's going to be there. It tells you the number of business opportunities that they may have. It tells you who's sponsoring the event. And so one of the things that we have to remember that is important for us is the intentionality. Why are we going? Who is it that we're desiring to see? What is it that we can actually give back to an individual that takes the time with us? Often when we're going one-sided, looking at what is it that I can gain from it. But you also have to be careful that that others want to also know what is it that they can get for themselves as well. So you have to have those genuine relationships. Be deliberate in your networking efforts. Offer value to your connections. Don't just come out at them from a sales perspective. Like one of the things that I'm not that good at is sales, but I do it because of the relationships that I have. I maintain those relationships. I contact people and find out how they're doing regularly and not just what's in it for me. So you have to be consistent and maintain that regular contact and engage with your network. Also, there's some benefits, right, of strategic network. You gain access to opportunities and resources that you may not have ever had. The African American Chamber of Commerce event hosted the Pittsburgh International Airport, and there were a number of developers there. There were a number of supplier diversity organizations that were there. There were a number of smaller companies that when I walked away from there, I actually had additional relationships that I would never have had. I was able to then pursue a contracting opportunity from that. Then there was another person there that was providing me with a speaking engagement. So there's a number of different things that can take place from being strategic in your networking. Also, of course, it increased your visibility. Like right now, the fact that I'm able to participate in this event, there's a number of you that I have not met. I would love to meet you all in person, and hopefully I'll have the privilege of being able to learning more about your company. Then in addition to that, you also gain access to additional support and guidance from other experienced professionals. Like I had no clue that April was going to be here today, but she has a resume company. So that's part of the reason why she has been able to become a part of our team. And originally she came to us because she was trying to apply for a part-time position we had. But I learned that she had a company. And so instead of me hiring her and, in my opinion, keeping her bound, I decided that it would be best for us to establish a relationship from a contractor's perspective. And therefore now she has access to my network. She also has been growing her company. And then hopefully one day, she'll also be able to sit before you all and do a presentation on what it is that she offers and also how she has gotten to this point where her company has grown. So when you think about maximizing your time at networking events, there are a number of steps that you should consider. Preparation before the event. You want to research the event and its attendees. You want to identify the key people you want to connect with and gather relevant information about them. One key trick is identifying at least 3 people. If you identify those 3 people, you know who they are, you know what it is that you may be able to connect with them about, whether or not it's your industry, whether or not it's golf, whether or not it's grandkids or kids, the school they go to. Like, actually do your research ahead of time, understand who it is that you need to meet, and then understand what it is that you may be able to fulfill as it relates to their needs. You want to set clear goals. What is it that you want to achieve from the event? I don't go anywhere now without understanding why I'm going, what it is that I can possibly gain from it, what it is I possibly have to offer those that are in the room, whether it's meeting potential clients or finding collaborators. Like we offer business and workforce solutions. So often I need somebody to refer to for accounting, for insurance purposes, sometimes daycare. I definitely am looking for a new person to do my hair because my salon went out of business, right? So these are some of the things that you want to understand before you actually get to the event. Now, I don't just go to an event for any reason. I make sure I understand who's going to be in the room, what it is that I'm going to gain from it. And then in addition to that, I understand what it is that I'm able to provide them with. So when you go to these events, always make sure that you know um, who it is that's going to be in the room. Make a list of high priority contacts. Focus your efforts on them, and then if you meet other people that you may not have been expecting to meet, then that's actually a win-win situation. Use the time efficiently by having meaningful conversations with those selected key individuals, right? You don't want to just go and meet everybody, give everybody your business card, especially for those of you that are introverts. I'm not that, but especially for those of you that are introverted, you want to make sure that you spend your time wisely. You find those individuals that are there. Sometimes for the introverts, it's good for you to actually take somebody with you so that it's less uncomfortable. Then in addition to that, they may be able to make some of those introductions for you. Do we have any comments about this particular portion of our presentation?
I think it's pretty clear and precise.
All right, so let's talk about some effective network techniques. Starting conversations. When you approach the individuals, approach them with a friendly and open demeanor. I know sometimes for those of you that are shy, it's really hard to do that, but you really have to at least put the smile on your face. When you put the smile on your face, you'll be amazed at how many more people are attracted to you. You'll be amazed at how many more people will be open up to having these conversations with you. Sometimes it's just as simple as starting your conversation off with a hello. Do not go beyond that until you see that they're actually welcoming you. Sometimes you can start off by saying, hi, my name is, right? But oftentimes you want to wait and give them the opportunity to respond to you, so that way it makes it easier for you as introverts to actually begin that conversation. For me, I am a social butterfly. So they tease me all the time. They say I hug everybody and I kiss all the babies. I purposely come in and I'm looking to see who it is that I know first, and then I'll go and I'll greet them. Then I'll begin to watch who it is that I'm actually familiar with and see who they're in conversations with. I may ask questions as to who that person was and where they work at, or what type of work do they do before I go and introduce myself. That way I can get to the next point, which is building that rapport. While you're talking to individuals, you want to find those common interests. You want to show that you're genuinely interested in that other person's work and their experiences. You want to allow yourself to build trust through active listening, and empathy is truly essential. I know there was an event that I went to, and when I walked in the door, nobody was familiar to me. And even me, as a social butterfly, was struggling with that. So the biggest thing that I had to do is I had to take deep breaths. I had to understand, like, what was going on in the room. I had to identify somebody that may appear to be inviting, right? And then I start the conversation while I'm getting my food, or something like that, something that's not as awkward. I know they say the 30-second elevator pitch is good, but sometimes a lot of people don't even have a good time. Like, they struggle with even presenting themselves in the 30-second elevator pitch. That's why it's also good for you to practice that elevator speech. Mine is, I'm Dr. Danielle Davis. President and CEO of Davis Consulting Solutions. We are a business and workforce solution provider, and we can be your trusted partner. Like real quick to the point, and often, oh, what type of workforce solutions, or often what type of business workforce or business solutions. So those are some of the ways in which you can introduce yourself in a manner that doesn't seem off-putting, allows you the opportunity to get them to ask questions and engage with you, right? Then in addition to that, before the event, also leverage social media. Look at different platforms that may be more comfortable for you, like LinkedIn, to connect with individuals even before the event. So once you get to the event, then they already are somewhat familiar with you. They seen your posts. They have an idea whether or not you have children, don't have children, whether or not you like sports, don't like sports, and or vice versa. You have this understanding of them now, right? You're able to share valuable content and engage with them easily versus this hard sell, right? Coming up to somebody that you don't even know. Then after the event, don't forget to follow up. Now, I can tell you this is no longer something that I am as good at, and more so because of time commitments. But again, if you keep it simple and relate to 3, maybe 4 people at the event, then it makes it easier for you to be able to recall to actually send those personalized follow-up messages after the event. Maintain those connections by offering help, sharing resources, or setting up meetings is crucial. I know for Lou has kept in contact with me since I was at 2 different types of employers, plus now since I've had this company. And when it came time for me to look for insurance, because I was already familiar with him, when I started trying to get quotes, one of the first places I went beside the African American Chamber was to Lou. And I knew that there was a way for me to be able to get discounts potentially because of the chamber. I also knew that Lou has been around, he has experience, so that made it easier for me to be able to contact him when I was looking for insurance. There's tons of different ways in which you could start the conversations when you're already familiar with them and build that genuine rapport. All right, so part of the way that I feel presentations are helpful sometimes is when you actually hear a story, right? So from my perspective, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my personal journey and how I went from being a contractor to business owner. I was totally unemployed, and I had a number of skill sets that were around administration, had some background in business. I also had some background in social services. Well, I was familiar with Pittsburgh Community Services, Inc. I'm not sure if you all are familiar with them. Under the leadership of Cecilia Jenkins at the time. And because I had already done some work with her in the past, I was able to present her with a proposal for me to come on board as a contractor. That contracting position actually led me to a full-time position eventually at her firm. But I met her when I was at a community college. I knew her son. She was the dean at the time. She was providing students with support. She became familiar with me because of my relationship with him. So the transition, when she had her own company, made it easier for me to be able to come and support her in what she was doing. Now, it wasn't that simple, of course, but because I already had the relationship, she had become familiar with the work that I had done for some others, and then this invitation became available to me. After I worked there, did some database work for them for quite some time, an open position came up for a full-time micro business specialist, I believe it is the term, was the term. And I saw the job, I gave my updated resume. I started off temporarily and then it ended up into a permanent position. And then when they launched the full Micro Business Institute, then I was over that. From there, because of the relationships that I had established with a number of organizations such as African American Chamber of Commerce, right? That's how I became familiar with you all because she had a membership there. Then I started meeting other people in my field. That then led me to get a permanent position at the Housing Authority City of Pittsburgh. But all of it was because of these relationships. So when you are networking, you have to make sure that you're attending relevant industry events. You have to connect with those key influencers and decision makers, right? Doris had taken me under her wing especially when I got to the Housing Authority City of Pittsburgh. We would sit and talk about the different projects, and then she would also make introductions. And Sean has since also made introductions to not just me in the company that I'm with now, but also when I was at these different employers. So you have to leverage your online platforms as well to expand your network. I know that there's a lot of concern about social media and how much information you actually put out there, but these are some of the tools that are available to you so that you can get to understand either that potential client, you can get to understand either that potential employee ads, or if you're looking for employment, this is also how you could take advantage of those opportunities as well. But you have to leverage all of the tools that's in front of you. You don't have to put your birth date and all of the information out there relative to that which is private regarding you, but there should be some information out there on you because most people do business with who they know. It's not necessarily just about what skills you bring. It's not necessarily about who you're associated with, but they want to do business with who they know. So that gives them an opportunity to at least look you up, find out more about you, get to know some of the things beyond maybe even what they've heard about you. And then that presents opportunities for them to be able to have that genuine relationship with you as well. Maintain consistent and meaningful engagement with contacts. I can't speak on that enough. Since I've been a member of the Chamber of Commerce, let's see, Suresh has actually helped me. Mr. Bay, I just met with him not that long ago. And a number of other key board members have actually, taken some time, spoke with me, introduced me to some people. And so this is a wonderful opportunity for you to get to know people in a meaningful way. So I told you a little bit about myself in the previous slide. I put this up because when you think about the fact that I was totally unemployed, took on a contracting position, then became full-time employed with that employer, and now I'm here and I'm actually able to employ others and serve as a prime for subs like April right now. I can't even believe it because there were so many different things that appeared to be serving as a block. But because many of you came alongside of me and assisted me in my journey toward self-employment and into this whole business industry, now there's a number of things that I've been able to accomplish. I accomplished my PhD in community engagement, but all of you came alongside of me in this journey. You were sending me notes, you were sending me text messages when I was crying, you were allowing there to be a shoulder for me to lean on when I wanted to quit. You all were encouraging me not to quit. And I'm only here because of that network. I would not have been able to accomplish half of the things if I had not had the network that is around me. So I just wanted to kind of put this slide up real quick. Just a little bit about DCS. We now went from offering just basic business solutions to now we're helping with business expansion and restructuring, business process optimization. We help build teams and we help with talent acquisition and management. We are in community economic development now. We help with skill matching and job placement. But again, none of this would have been possible if it had not been for places like the African American Chamber, individuals such as yourselves coming alongside of me, even seeing every time we're at an event, he gives me the greatest hugs. makes me feel welcome. He talks to me about things outside of just selling to me. All of those things matter when we're talking about strategic networking. So in conclusion, I just want to give you all the opportunity to join in this conversation and help me summarize some of the main events. So Sean, if you can guide asking each of the individuals to just give us like one thing that they could take away from this presentation, that would be helpful because I'm unable to see you all when I'm presenting.
All right. Can anyone follow up on that, on your networking and what you've experienced and how you've met people in different settings throughout your journey?
What was the question? Say that again, Sean.
We found out the different techniques you have used and what has been beneficial to you when you've out networking or in different groups and different settings of people that you may not know. How did you proceed to start that conversation and move forward with a relationship with said person?
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Davis. I want to congratulate you because I know you. And I'm glad I jumped in here today. And some of the key things that you pointed out today are things that I have done. They do work. You go into a room. First of all, be prepared. Be prepared. I'm making sure I got my cards. I set a goal to how many people I would like to touch base with. And then I'm practicing a little bit on what I want to say. And I go in, I size up the room, I look around, and just like you said, I go to people who I know first, because that kind of warms me up and gets some of the chill off of me. I'm always approaching with a smile. And then from there, I pivot, and now I'm ready. So you touched on a lot of good key things there that I appreciate because I am doing a couple of them, but I want to get better. So I'll be back in tune with you.
Thank you so much, Lou. And one of the key points that you mentioned is the business cards. Believe it or not, there are still a lot of people that prefer business cards. Yes, there's a younger generation that typically wants you to scan, typically wants you to, do the digital QR code, but there are still a number of people that prefer the business cards for a number of reasons. One, you can catalog them, you can categorize them as it relates to what industry they're in, as it relates to what their offerings are. Sometimes it's easier for you to write notes on the actual business card itself so you can know what you talked about. That way, when you do the follow-up, it'll make it easier for you to send the email or send the text. So that's one of the things that I wanted to mention. Then in addition to that, you mentioned how easy it becomes after you've actually talked with some individuals that you know, right? He said warm up the process. Sometimes walking into large rooms can be intimidating even for the best of them. So when you find someone that you do know, it gives you the opportunity to warm up. Then you also have the opportunity to continue to ponder what it is that you're going to say to that next person. Great points. Sean?
Yeah. And one of the things that I've done in my journey is, talk to the people I first meet or people that I actually know. And then one of the things I'll do, if I see someone just sitting by themselves and they're very quiet, I normally go up and talk to them, and they're just waiting for someone to actually speak to them first, and then that conversation just takes off and you find out much about them and what they like and what they're doing. So one of the things I do is look for the person that's quiet, that's not talking to someone, because they actually do want to share and talk. They just don't know how to walk up to people and begin that process.
Absolutely. I love that idea. And I typically do that as well. Thank you so much, Sean.
Anybody else? Shayna, Mr. Azamani?
I think Mr. Liu hit on a lot of great points. That's just what I was going to say as far as being prepared. I took that just starting to get out and network a lot more. So the being prepared part is what I've been learning the last couple events that I have been involved with. And there's nothing like being prepared. So having your cards, having I have a professional folder, things like that, that will assist you when you do come across folks you don't know and they do want to learn or hear more about you. You have something that you can give to them and leave with them to, go back on their spare time and just look further into you and basically not forget about you. So that's my huge takeaway, just like Dr. Davis said, of just being prepared as well when you go into the room, and those key points of wondering what you want to take away from the event that you are attending. So great information today.
Thank you. And also that being prepared means whether or not you're going to the right type of events. Everything is not for everybody. There's always something going on in the area, despite what people say about Pittsburgh, right? There's never nothing going on. That is not true, right? So if there's 5 events taking place in that week, also how well can you really maximize on those relationships if you're going to 5 events in that week? So maybe pick 1 or 2 key events. Again, do your research, identify who's going to be in the room, what it is that you can potentially get from attending the event. For those of you that are familiar with capability statements, take a few of those capability statements with you, understand who it is that you're talking to, if they're in the supplier diversity space, and they can actually provide you with a list of opportunities or introduce you to individuals that may actually have the decision-making authority relative to those opportunities, then those are the individuals that you give your capability statement to or your resume to. But if they're not the decision makers, then you need to know how to navigate to get to the decision maker so that you're not wasting their time, so that you're not wasting your time, right? Also, that preparation process, part of what people understand about me is knowing that you are your own personal brand. Like I have a whole branding workshop, but people talk about branding their firm, but they forget that they are actually the brand. Sometimes when we think of a person being a brand, we think of people like big football players or stars and things of that nature. But even you're your brand. So what you have on is critically important. Whether or not you're effectively listening to the individuals is critically important. Most of the time when I go to events now, because I'm representing Davis Consulting Solutions, I wear the company colors. Even when I don't feel like wearing the company colors, I'm wearing the company colors, because when people see me, I'm the brand, right? So they can expect to see this burgundy, this goldish color. They can expect to see some of those colors on me. Even like today, I just put a hint of them on. Those are some key things that will help people remember you, right? So the other part of that preparation process is, how your posture when you come in a room. I know sometimes as business owners, it get really, really heavy, and you may have already been at 10 meetings before you even get to this event. But coming in with the right posture is also important. People understand and pick up when you're not doing well. I remember I went to this event in Cameron Professional Services. They saw me and they knew immediately that something was wrong. So she took me in the bathroom and she's like, "What's going on?" Francine Cameron. She said, "What is going on?" And I was struggling with, I think I had a test that I had to take for an exam I had to take for the PhD, and I was just exhausted. But she was able to tell because that wasn't my normal posture. That wasn't my normal behavior. So again, building that rapport helps you to be able to have those moments where even the people in the room will be able to take you to the side and just give you words of encouragement and things of that nature. So those are some of the other ways as well. Anybody else?
Miss Cynthia Rose, I see you have your hand up.
Yes, I did. I wanted to thank you, Dr. Davis. I thought your presentation was really, really good. I've been in the work industry for years, many, many years. And one of the things that I have always hated is networking. I am an introvert, so I appreciated your speaking on that specifically. A lot of people wouldn't realize that because I can be very friendly. I can be very, I can talk when engaged, but some of the points that you put out here are things that I have done. I smile when I walk in a room. If I know somebody, I do look for that individual. And I also, if I walk in a room where I don't know anybody, then that's kind of when the fear will set in and I'll be a little more reserved and, not necessarily putting myself out there. So I think one of my reasons for wanting to be a part of this conversation was to appreciate networking more than I do, because I know it's very necessary. And it's probably one of the least favorite things. I'm more behind the scenes. I like to do all the back stuff, to all the back work, behind the scenes work. And I'm very good at it. But being out in front is just not my favorite thing. So I appreciate all the tips that you gave. And I thought it was a very good presentation.
Thank you
Awesome.
so much. And so for you, one of the things, and for the rest of you that are introverts, if you see me in a room, come on, just come see me. I got you, because I'll take you around with me. We'll go meet some people. Like, if you see me in a room, I got you. But that, with that aside, honestly, some of the other ways for you to prep before coming is to also write it down. Write down what it is that you want to highlight to individuals. I'm not saying that you actually have to stand there with a cue card, right? But there's a number of different things that you can do. You can just write down 3 key points that you want to highlight when you're introducing yourselves or when you're talking with somebody, right? There, again, if you do know who's in the room and there's those top 3 individuals, right? Write down those 3 things that you want to say to those individuals prior to attending the event. That just makes it so much easier. And then again, if you're not approaching people from a sales perspective, right, then that puts them at ease, that prevents them from being so guarded, right, that allows them the opportunity to just have a discussion. I know for a fact that almost every last one of my jobs, as well as my contracting opportunities, came because of networking. Now, in the beginning, because I'm a social butterfly, right? I was everywhere. I was everywhere with everybody doing all kind of, a number of different industries. I would just be around all of them, not recognizing that today, some of those individuals are the very ones that when they have a business or workforce need, they actually contact me, even if it's not something that I offer. They know that I'll legitimately make a referral, legitimately walk alongside of them to get the support that they need without me trying to make a set, right? And so again, it's what's in it for them as well as this what's in it for me. But the what's in it for me cannot supersede what's in it for them. And so those are some of the things that you want to consider as well. Anyone else? All right, so this is just a little bit about how you can reach us, davisconsultingsolutions.com. My direct email address is info@davisconsultsolutions.com. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. So most of the time, if you just type in Davis Consulting Solutions, you'll find us, especially in your local search. And that will be the conclusion of the formal presentation.
All right. Well, we thank you, Dr. Davis, and I hope everyone got something out of this, because we do have a networking mixer coming up on July 10th, And I will hope to see everyone on this call there and see what you have learned today from this webinar. This members mixer will be July 10th at the Pop District, which is right beside the Andy Warhol Museum. It's a new building out there, so we're going to be hanging with the Pop District folk. There will be a survey sent to you from our information email. Please fill it out so we can share the results with our speaker, Dr. Davis. And this concludes our presentation. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call, 412-392-0610, or shoot me an email, sean@aaccwp.com.
Thank y'all so much.
Take care, everyone. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you. You too.
You too.